video. So I've got a couple of new modifications, new knives I wanted to share with you guys. So I figured I'd go ahead and go live. We will wait a few seconds, maybe a minute or so, to see if we can get some people joining. I did not announce this, so you know this is totally sort of random, and that I'm going ahead and doing this. So we'll see if anyone is up to joining. If not, we'll just continue. Hey, Jason Brown, what's going on? I figured I'd go live tonight. We got some new knives, new mods, all sorts of different things. While I'm starting here, while we're waiting for some people to join, I think what would be good here is for me to try to track down my Umnumzaan. Where is it? Here we go. And I've got a mod here of a new clip. So, hey Franco, what's going on? Let me know if the audio is good. I had some audio problems the last time. But here, we've got, from Chris Reeve Knives, we've got the G&G Hawk clip here. So we're going to check that out and see how it works on the Umnumzaan. So let's go ahead and take the stock clip. Oh, good. It sounds good. Great. So this is a, what is this? Not a T6, it's like an Allen 6. Hex 6. All right, let's go ahead and take this off. Boy, that's really in there. I'm gonna break this thing. Let's get some titanium over here. There we go. This is a Vero Fulcrum, by the way. Comes in a lot more handy than you think. When I saw people with pry bars, I never quite understood it, but after a while, they grew on me, and I've started to like them. All right, let's see. So here's that. Let's see, we've got this. I see we've got a couple of people here now, 4 people. 5 hours and 20 minutes you have to be up for work. Okay, good night, Jason Brown. Thank you for stopping by. Good night, Jason. All right, let's see if we can get this in here. How's this gonna work? So this is the G&G Hawk clip. Interesting. Okay, so the idea of this is it has more of a spring action on here. We'll see if I like this, keep this, go back to the old clip, whatever. You can see the marks from the old clip there. But very cool. Go ahead and wrap this up here in the old tissue paper and put the old clip back in here. So one of the mods that I sort of had as a teaser going into the video was the new Shaman. Now, I did a disassembly video. It ended up being like 20 minutes long because I had some issues with the disassembly. This is, here, first of all, let's take a look at the Umnumzaan here. But underneath the Umnumzaan, let me show you the new Shaman that I have here. So this is the first ever, as far as I'm aware, and I was told it was the first ever, Zircuti or Zircuti, not really sure how to say it, scales for the Shaman ever made. These were made by Meat and Boss, and this is a Lynch clip with a fade ano. Thought it might match pretty decently with the Zircuti. Now, these are heavier than normal because they have a lot of zirconium in it, which is heavy. Zircuti is basically a blend of titanium and zirconium. The black you see is probably the zirconium, and the blues are probably flamed titanium or anode titanium or something. But that's probably where you see the effects is between the two metals. But I think it's just a really cool one. I'm still dialing in the action because I just changed the scales on this, but it's almost back to normal action on this. And this thing is just absolutely awesome. It is a beast with these scales, I'm telling you. As much as I really love the micarta scales, because this was the Cru-Wear Shaman, I'm really, really enjoying these Zircuti. Somebody tell me how to say that. I see it all the time written online, but never hear it spoken. But yeah, Very, very cool. Am I taking apart a Chris Reeve? So I didn't take apart the Chris Reeve. I actually just changed the clip. This is the G&G Hawk clip on it. So I wanted to try that out. We're going to be trying that out over the next couple of days and going from there. So I've got this clip on it. But yeah, it's a titanium G&G clip sold directly by Chris Reeve. And the Umnumzaan is one of my favorite knives. Just a great all-around knife. Yeah, so G&G Hawk does, Grant and Gavin Hawk, as you guys know, they do a bunch of stuff, a lot of the sort of out there designs. They have their deadlock and everything else, but they do a lot of the out there designs that you see a lot of the companies doing. And, you know, I really appreciate the design aspect, or the design that they put into a lot of their knives. They're not afraid to take chances. They do things outside the box. Really love what they do. All right, let's go ahead and pull some other knives in that I've got some. Yeah, so the deadlock, by the way, I ordered, I think I ordered 2 of them. So we'll see. Depending on how long they take to come out and how quickly I can reach certain subscriber amounts, that may be on the table as a giveaway knife, even though it's $1,000. We will see. But, you know, let's go from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Spyderco Tuff next. So this is the Spyderco Tuff, the DLT exclusive in Cru-Wear. I love the fact that they're doing a lot more Cru-Wear. This has a really, really nice washer action on it. Just really, really smooth. And this Ti-nitride coating on here. I've heard a lot of people sort of talk about the coating. There's not a lot of people out there. There's not a lot of real information out there on it, but from what I can tell, it's sort of like a PVD process, and it holds up pretty well so far. I mean, as you can see, I've used this to cut down, you know, a bunch of boxes already, and you don't really see anything. I love the fact that it shows the grind lines. Yeah, it does look like gunmetal a little bit. You had to save for 2 months for your Ultratech Tonto Edge. Yeah, so, I mean, look, I do everything from budget to really expensive, right? So, but yeah, this has, you can see the grind lines on it is one of the cool things. It does show fingerprints, which is a drawback, but it really, it reminds me a lot of the finish that, like that stone-washed DLC finish that Endura does. It reminds me a lot of that finish. So you hear Metal Complex talk about that all the time, and so does Slicey Dicey talks about those finishes. But that's what it reminds me of. I like the fact that you have the titanium here. I kind of miss the dimples on here. I'll do a more in-depth review on this one in a little bit. But yeah, this is really cool. It does look a little bit like an old school revolver. It is. I think that probably was the inspiration for Ed Shemp when he designed this. This was a discontinued knife in 3V that was, you know, back in 2014 discontinued. I think it was 2014, and you know, Jason from DLT and the whole DLT crew actually brought it back. I was hyped to see that because I never thought I would get my hands on one, or if I did, I would, you know, the secondary market was crazy, like $400 or $500 for old beat up knives. So I was very, very glad to get brand new knives of these for $315. You know, people balked at the price a little bit, but frankly, you know, you're getting titanium and Cru-Wear, huge chunk of Cru-Wear. You know, and compared to what you pay in the secondary market for the 2014 versions, this is a good deal. Yeah, PM2 or Shaman with that finish. I would love to see. A Shaman with that finish. I think it would be very cool. As you know, DLT also did that same finish for the Formax Scout, right? So you have sort of that same OD green. You know, the different factories these are made in, but OD green, G10, the G10 scales, and then you have both of these are titanium nitride coatings. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, you have the titanium here and another G10 scale here. So very cool with that. Some other new knives that I haven't shown on the channel yet that are really, really cool are the JagerBlades. I think this is the Baron, JagerBlades Baron. This is in 10V. This is a custom knife, but this is a custom maker who is really affordable. So for the price of what you'd spend on most Rayots, about $450, You can get a custom, 450, 500 bucks. You can get a custom from I think it's Dave at JagerBlades, and he is amazing. Yes, the Baron, B for Baron. Yes, I did say Baron. This is the JagerBlades Baron. So, you know, maybe drink some Jaeger later in honor. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Titanium build, 10V steel. He actually uses skiff bearings inside of here, so the action is absolutely like really guillotine smooth, right? So, so just great thing. And then another blade I got on here recently is, and this is a really underrated blade. I never really thought this was gonna be anything amazing, but I'm kind of in love with this. I've carried it a lot. Connor, welcome to the channel. Thank you. Welcome to the live stream. 10V steel. Yeah, so 10V is a tough steel. Spyderco used that actually in a run of PM2s not too long ago. I think it was a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive. It's also in the Spyderco K2. It is a really tough steel, very good edge retention, but also corrodes. So it's like a less corrosion resistant, as far as I'm aware, 4V. So you have 3V and 4V. I think they have a little bit more corrosion resistance than 10V does. Yeah. Hey, Eggs and Ham, what's going on? Yeah, so they did the exclusive in that one. But this is the Resco Instruments Gooseworks, I think it's called. Yeah, the Gooseworks. And this thing has been awesome. I think Resco Instruments is a watch company. So you see, you know, people like Tactile Turn coming out with knives, and Olight came out with their own knife, and everyone's trying to get into the knife game. But this is a company that did it right. They really, welcome home, Eggs and Ham. So yeah, they really did this right. This is really hard to put down. This, in my opinion, is kind of like a, you know, it gets overused a little bit, but like almost like a poor man's Sebenza. Yes, it's a liner lock. Yes, it has a thumb disc. You know, yes, it's on bearings instead of, I believe it's bearings. Yeah, I think so. I think it's bearings. I mean, it's got a different action overall, but as far as that really like tough build, you know, that Sebenza, that you know, when you're holding a Sebenza, you know what I'm talking about, that tough build. This, you get a lot of feeling with this. The blade itself reminds me a little bit of the Prometheus Design Works, the Invictus, but it actually cuts a lot better than the Invictus. So the Invictus is a little thick behind the edge. So these are two really cool knives that I've been carrying a lot recently. But yeah, this is a fantastic all-around knife. Nice slim profile. They even give you a little lanyard just like Chris Reeve does, which I think is cool. So there's those two. Let's see, what else do I have that's kind of new? I'm going to show this off one more time just because we have some new people in. This is the Shaman in Zircuti or Zircuti. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and grab an expensive knife and a mid-range knife and a budget knife. Okay, so yeah, and there'll be a video going out of this, but these are Meat and Boss Zircuti or Zircuti. Again, I don't know how to say it. Scales with a Lynch Fade titanium clip. So this is very cool. Still sort of tuning this up, but very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite knives of this year overall is going to be the Civivi Riffle. And, you know, this is just a great flat grind. Civivi does a lot of great hollow grinds, but this one happens to be an amazing flat grind. It also is nice and fidgety. The action on it is amazing. It does a nice Spidey flick. Everything about this knife is pretty good. I don't see a lot of flaws here. Here is a mid-range knife for you guys. This is the ZT0990. I also got the ZT0762 or 52. I can't remember which one it is, but the new one, the one with the blue on it. And I ended up having to send that in for a service for warranty. I did something stupid to it, and we're going to see if Kai's warranty is as good as we hope. So there's that. This one is one of my favorites in my collection. This is a custom snafu Peter Recenti Snafu 3.5 inch. So a lot of them, these are a lot of these are 4-inch. This is a 3.5 inch. So this is more of like the EDC size. This thing is just awesome. The different grinds, the Damascus on here, the titanium, the design here on the titanium. I think he calls that like an earth or desert plate, something like that. Yeah, so grail knife. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of like my grail knife. This is just, I'm so happy to have this. I had to trade a really nice knife for it, but I was able to get a second of that same knife. So I'll tell you what happened. I had the slotted AD-20 in 3V, and I ended up getting a regular one in, yeah, the snafu is awesome, right? I ended up getting a regular one in Cru-Wear. So I was able to, the same day I bought that, trade the other one, plus a little cash for this. Now, the amount of cash I had to trade with the Demko, I mean, these Demkos, they cost like $600, $650, but they're going on the secondary for like $1,200. So I was able to upgrade to this pretty easily, and was really, really grateful that popped up at the time. You know, I'm very, very happy about that one. This one, you know, I didn't really talk about that much. Yeah, it's a pretty cool knife. This one is that ZT-0990. I didn't know what to think about this, but the truth is there's a couple things that bother me about it. Like, this is steel. And this is steel. I kind of, at this price range, would have expected titanium. But with the carbon fiber, it's actually really light. The balance of the knife, you know, is actually about right. So maybe steel was the right choice. But I really would have loved to see titanium on this. The other thing that really bothers me about this is you cannot, I mean, it's really, you can't Spidey flick it. It just doesn't happen. It does have a cool feature here because, you know, along with the other one, it has like that floating bridge right there. It's a cool feature, but without that Spidey flick, it just doesn't always do it for me. Okay, let's go ahead and do another mid-range knife. The ZT, was this based off the 777? No, this was based off the 0999. The 0999 was discontinued, and this was made as sort of inspired by the 0999. If you go look it up, the original 099, I guess, couldn't be Spidey flicked either because that hole wasn't there. It was like a carbon fiber insert or something in the blade in the original one. One knife that I also got recently that I had been missing out on was the Grand, or the Ace Bib, not the Ace, the Ace Grand. That's what it is, the Ace Grand in LMAX from Giant Mouse. So this knife is a lot better than I thought it would be. It's also a lot stouter than I thought it would be. This thing's kind of a chunky beast, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting a thinner grind and everything else. Hey, Dueno Insano. Yeah, so I was expecting a thinner grind, but it still cuts well, gets down to a nice, you know, decently thin edge for the size stock that it has. I love the fact that it has this jimping up near the top, which is really kind of where, you know, your thumb needs to be. I wish it extended back a little bit farther because my thumb ends up being about right here. Maybe someone with a little bit longer thumb, you know, can go there. But I have about size large gloved hands. But this is an overall great, great knife. It does suffer from one of the same things that Gale Bradley 2 suffers from, which is inadequate lock bar access. It kind of sucks getting to the lock bar, and it kind of annoyingly hurts your fingers a little bit if you do it too much. But other than that, I don't really have a lot of complaints about the knife. Yeah, the main thing is it's a little thick and the lock bar access. But I'll get into a further review of that later. Yes, I'm leaving that up on purpose because it's just too damn sexy. All right, let's see what else we got. Another one that I got recently, actually two that I haven't shown on here yet, are two automatics. So I've got the Microtech Shadow Scarab 2 and the Microtech Combat Trudon, the Signature Series with the frag on it. So these are two very cool knives, very expensive knives as well. We'll get back to some budget options in a moment, but I've been kind of on an expensive kick recently, mainly because we settled a couple of decent cases at my firm. Hey, W-Trax, take it easy. Yeah, we settled a couple decent cases at my firm. I'm an attorney for those of you who don't know. And so I was able to go ahead and get these, which was great. I'm going to do a comparison video of the Combat Trudon and the Scarab. I don't think there's enough of those online. I also, actually, there's one more that I really should put in this picture. Fine, I'll get rid of this one. I got the Direct Delta as well. So these are all sort of similarly sized, large out the front knives. And so I am going to be doing a comparison, I think, of all three of these. One of the things that I noticed on this one that I don't see, oh yeah, the CT is awesome. So one of the things that I don't know that is if this is common is that this is the first Microtech I've ever had that sort of has that ting, that springy sound on the inside where it vibrates the whole case when you fire it. I don't know if that's common for this model or not. I'm probably gonna call Microtech and see if I should send it in or if that's normal. In general, if I had the tool, I know how to get rid of it. What you do is you'd open it up. There's a spring on the inside. If you put a little bit of grease on the spring, that would stop it from reverberating so much. The grease would act as sort of a shock absorber. But I tried some WD-40, didn't quite work, so it's gonna have to be opened up and greased or fixed that way. And with the proprietary hardware, we'll see when that happens. But overall, these are some really cool knives, and especially these two, and especially this one. Hits harder. This hits so hard. So good. All right. So we've taken a look at those. I'm going to show you guys the knife on the video I just posted, which is the one Dane made for me. So this is a Spyderco Mule. He also did the leather work. He told me his leather work wasn't as good, but honestly, this is really good. It's better than Benchmade does. So I know that's not saying a lot, but this is really well done. Yeah, Microtech's known for having a pretty good warranty as long as you're not an idiot with your knife. But by the way, that's leather, that's not rust. So this is the S45VN one, and I just love the work that Dane did on this. It's not entirely perfect. There's like a tiny gap right there, I noticed, but and then maybe another tiny one over here. But they look like they're filled in, and it is stabilized wood, so you're going to get some, some that's not completely straight on here. But this is beautiful work, beautiful work, and it fits really nice in hand. This is. The Mule's shaped a little bit like the Tenacious. You guys know how I feel about the Tenacious. It's not my favorite knife by a mile, but the Mule itself actually is growing on me a little bit, mainly due to the scales. But yeah, this is a pretty nice piece. Thank you again, Dane, for working with me on this. By the way, Dane, so there's a guy, Roman, who's forges knives in another country near Dane. So I'm having Roman make me a couple of San Mai fixed blades that are going to be sent to Dane for handling. And so Dane's going to put some handles on those, and we'll see how those work out. Hey, Ian, how you doing? Some people do have a, or hey, Tom. I just saw Tom was the one waving to Ian. So yeah, some people do have a complete collection of the Mules. It would be, now I'm one to talk because I have a 940 collection. I keep talking about my 940 collection. I haven't really shown it on the channel. I'm kind of waiting. I was kind of waiting for something to come in to do that. I have, let me count how many I have right now. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15. I have at least 15 940s, 940 variants. So, you know, maybe me and Zach will have a little collection show off. But yeah, this is really cool. All right, let's take a look at something else. You know, it's funny. I haven't shown a lot of these knives on here, I'm realizing. Here is the Skiff Blades Drift. This is the Accomplice, not the Drift. The machine work on here is exquisite. Look at that machine work. Hand rubbed, satin. Benchmade being one of the 940 being one of the greats. Yes, the 940 is definitely one of the best knives of all time. It is not the best at any one thing, but it's just so good at pretty much everything that it makes an amazing EDC, right? Nobody's going to say it's the best slicer. Nobody's going to say it's the sturdiest knife of all time, even though it is really sturdy. You know, nobody's going to say, you know, it's the slimmest, because even though it is pretty slim, there are some thinner knives as well, because like I said, it's a little bit stout. But because of just, it's a good, you know, average of a lot of different types of qualities, it just is really good all around. And that's what continues to make it great. One that I got today, I'm going to go ahead and show off with, so here's my DLT Griptilian. The 940 Rec Reblade. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, to doing that. So I've got the, that's what I'm waiting on, by the way, to show my 940 collection, is I have the Reblade, but I'm waiting on some hardware from Adrenaline. I'm not going to say the rest of his name because I don't want to get censored on YouTube, but the guy from Australia who does the hardware. So this is the other thing that I got today. This is a mini Griptilian. I've actually never owned a mini Griptilian. This is a limited edition version. It has been altered somewhat. The blade's been darkened. Yes, Eggs and Ham, that guy. So yeah, this blade has been darkened. It was darkened by Sean Campbell, recalcitrant American, which I know is probably the most popular modder around. And this is a titanium body with wood inlays. The only thing that really doesn't belong is that pocket clip. But this was a limited edition. This is 179. I don't know how many were made originally. But this is kind of a cool knife. I kind of wish they made this in a full-size Griptilian. I would have loved to see this in a full-size Griptilian. All right. By the way, this full-size Griptilian, if you guys don't have the DLT exclusive version, you know, this has M390 carbon fiber. It has these flat carbon fiber scales. This thing is just awesome. So good. And the price is much better now than it was. It's about 200 bucks now. Titanium scales with the Rec 940. Yeah, so let me show you where my 940 is holding. So I have an S90V blade on it. I have my rock scale titanium. I have the you know, bronze hardware here. What I'm waiting for is a bronze axis bar and a bronze pivot. So if I can get those two, then I'll go ahead and put the REK blade on this one, and we will have a, what I would hope would be the ultimate 940. It's not really the ultimate 940 because there's that one that's all Damas steel here and all Damas steel here, but this would be the ultimate attainable 940, I should say. All right, let's see what else I got. What do you all, actually, while I'm looking, what are you guys carrying today? You know, I've got like 17 people going. What are you guys carrying today? What did you carry today? I'll show you my carry today. My carry today was that JagerBlades Baron. TS-301, very cool. I always get confused about the TS, which number's which. Yeah, Eric, if you have a spare one, I haven't bought it yet. I was actually going to buy one in the next week or so. Kershaw Link and CJRB Myalea. Very cool. Weak kite fin. I have not tried the kite fin or the Myalea. Those are two that are sort of on my list to get and try out. But those look really, really cool. The Ace Riv, I haven't tried that one. Best Tech Mako. A lot of ones I haven't tried. ZT350, Best Tech Mako. Very cool. Yeah, I'm usually like, oh, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one. You guys are stumping me today on ones that I haven't tried yet, so that's pretty cool. ZT0460 Thai and Reich 801, CRK Large CF in Kosi. So the 460 Thai. There's the 460. What's the Thai? 460 Ti. Buck 110 and Rat 1, Kaiser Quach and Kaiser Shard. So the 460 is the Emerson, right? The one with the ugly carbon fiber scales. What is the Ti version of that? Right, so this is what I think of as my closest approximation to the 640, if I remember right. Thumb disc, nice slim design, right? Oh, the 460 is the Sinkovich. Oh, okay. I know what it is. It's the one with a little curved handle and the Persian blade, right? And it has it's all titanium. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the 640. I'm dyslexic today. Yep. Okay, fine. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at another knife here. Here's a budget knife, but one that's really cool is the Kershaw Strata XL. This thing is massively huge. And this is going to be given away at some point. I don't know when, but it will be given away because it is too cool not to give away. Hey, D2 Arca Ara. Very cool. So this is the Kershaw Strata XL. This is the larger version of it. It really has good ergonomics, surprisingly good ergonomics. Even the small Strata carries funky in the pocket. Yeah, so this does carry funky in the pocket because it is, so on the one hand, it's really thin. Like, look how thin it is. Let's see, here's a Griptilian, okay? Look how thin this is against the Griptilian, right? It's really thin, which is kind of funky in and of itself. And then it's really big, you know, like I said, this is the full-size Griptilian, and this is the mini Griptilian, right? So look how big that carries in your pocket. This thing is massive. And just for kicks and giggles, well, there you go, mini grip, right? This thing is totally massive. But it's a lot of fun. Oh, there's cool scales on the grip. So yeah, I was explaining earlier that these are actually part of a limited edition set. So this is a limited edition. It is titanium and stabilized wood. I think it's what does Benchmade call their wood? Diamond wood or something like that. This is the DLT exclusive. So these are actually stock scales on the DLT exclusive Griptilian, M390 and carbon fiber. If you guys have any interest in getting one of these, I definitely highly recommend them. And if you use the links in my videos, I don't know if it's on the live, but if you use the links in my videos to buy them, it definitely helps the channel. This is perfect for slicing birthday cake. It kind of is actually, because it's huge, and not only is it, I mean, look at the stock thickness, right? On such a big knife. You guys like the grips, I'll put them back here. But yeah, this Kershaw Strata is really cool, this copper accent here. Eric, thank you so much. That is awesome. Definitely appreciate it, guys. Yes, Super Chat is open. That is awesome. We'll be in touch, definitely, because I'm definitely interested in that access bar. I don't have a problem reimbursing you for it either, because you know, I'd have to send off for Australia anyway, and I definitely appreciate it. But yeah, man, thank you so much, and appreciate it a lot. Definitely help the channel. Like I said, I'm paying for a lot of shipping in addition to the knives for a lot of these giveaways. So, by the way, I'm doing a giveaway on Patreon for the month. So I'm going to be doing the giveaway. The giveaway for July is already closed. I'm going to be doing another knife. I'm going to be announcing which knife I'm giving away. on Patreon. I'll probably post a choice of 2 knives because I think that works well for people. Whoever wins one or the other. I am thinking of, this is a little preview, making this month's, or one of the choices on this month's giveaway. What would you guys think about that? Is that something you guys would love to see on the giveaway for Patreon members? DLT Tuff exclusive. Franco, yeah, thank you so much. I saw a bunch of people joined. I have not had a chance to really get back and welcome them. I had a very long weekend with a project for a client, and also had a very long day today because my business partner is out of town. So I've been pretty busy the last 2 days, but that's the reason I haven't drawn already. But I will definitely be drawing. That within the next day or so. So for the Benchmade from last month, we had the Benchmade 945 given away for last month, and then for this coming month, like I said, that Tuff is looking like a good choice. All right, so let's see. What time is it? You guys, we've been going about 36 minutes. You guys have any questions for me? You want me to keep showing you guys some knives? What do you guys want to do? In the meantime, let's see what we got here. Oh, I know what I'm going to show you guys. So this is one that I bought as a collector's piece. This is from, I think, 2013. The tanked version of the Sebenza 21. What sort of knives do I like for fidget factor? Ian, I just saw you join the Patreon. Thank you so much, Ian. Really appreciate it. I think you're going to love being on the Patreon, so thank you so much. So first of all, this is a Jekyll to Hyde spacer, zirconium, and it has this sort of oil slick. And then you've got this, this tanked version. It reminds me a little bit of the Army. Well, I mean, it's the Army symbol, but then it also reminds me of Captain America, which is great. So this is Sebenza. Yeah, so what do you think of the Boker using German tank metal in the new runs? So what fixed blades do you recommend mounting to a plate carrier? Okay, so those are 3 questions. Let me go ahead and start answering those before I forget them. So as far as Boker using the German tank steel, I think it's awesome. They use a lot of U.S. labor for that, which I think is a good move by a German company, especially a company that makes a lot of their knives not just in Germany, but also in China. So I think that's an awesome move by them. And so I am all for it. In fact, I'm kind of bummed that I missed out the initial run on Blade HQ. I'm hoping they post it on other sites. I would love to get my hands on one. I think it's really cool. As far as what types of knives I like to fidget with, I really like, as far as fidget knives, I really like the Axis lock. It's one of the reasons the 940 has long been one of my favorite knives. It's just such a good fidget mechanism. I also have been growing, I didn't like the compression lock for a long time, if I'm being honest. It's growing on me as a fidget, as something to fidget with. Definitely growing on me. I think those are my 2 favorite. And then with the other thing is just the smooth action on some Shirogorovs. They are all frame locks, the ones that I have, except for, here, I'll show you one that's a liner lock. But this is so smooth, it's fidgety. This is a 111, Shirogorov 111. But it's so smooth, it is fidgety, right? Look at that. You have to fight it to stop it from falling. It's so cool. And this one has no clip. This one has a leather sheath. So very cool knife there. And the last one was, what types of knives for plate rigging. So for chest plate rigging. Now, I'm not a military guy. I have not, had to carry around a bunch of rigging. My guess would be, given the fact that you're carrying a pack and everything else, you're going to be better off with, especially if you're, it's going to depend on how you're using it, right? So if you're going to be really using your knife for digging and all sorts of other stuff, you might want a stouter fixed blade, but if that's too heavy, you can do something like, the rigging, and then do something like the Benchmade Adamas, right? Which I think is fine if you're looking for a folding knife. But if you're looking for, what I'd probably recommend is a fixed blade, and something more along the lines of, Anthony Bates says he carries a Gerber 2 infantry on his plate carrier. Eggs and Ham, thank you so much. I just saw you join the Patreon as well. I get some pop-ups here. Definitely thank you. Like I said, we're trying to give away some great knives in the coming months. I'm trying to, build something where I can really give you guys awesome stuff. So that's great. As far as, again, stuff that might work well on the plate carrier, I'm trying to think what knives I have that would work well there. There's some Kydex sheets for, what was I thinking of? The fixed Adamas is going to be just really good too. If you put some paracord through it, I've had some, good. It's definitely good for urban areas. I wouldn't use it for prolonged survival, is what I would say. I definitely wouldn't use it for prolonged survival. If you're looking for something that's going to be like survival out in the woods, and you want it small enough to attach to your plate carrier, I'm thinking something like Spartan blades. There's a lot of fixed blades. I check on how long the Defensa is. I think the Defensa, if I remember right, straps to a chest plate. I haven't had that one, but it looks like it would be good for that purpose. But that's sort of out of my wheelhouse a little bit, if I'm being honest. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some other knives here. I did a comparison video, by the way, of a couple different Benchmades. I had it hasn't been posted yet. I've recorded it, but it hasn't been posted. I looked at the Auto Adamas, the Manual Adamas, and the Mini Adamas. Oh, whoops, that's a turret. And the Mini Adamas. And yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't be more helpful, but the Spartan Blades Defensa I think is where I'd be looking. If you're looking at if you're looking for something that doesn't need to be like crazy. What would be really good is a Spartan Shrike. I think it's called a Spartan Shrike. If you're not looking for something that's going to be like survivalish, but you're just looking for something that's going to be a little stabby, and then also the Top Street Scalpel would be really good. I think those are just two really good things to carry with you, just to have a sharp blade with you that it's not going to get in the way. But those aren't really like survival style knives. But again, here's the Benchmade Mini Adamas, and I did a comparison of these in another video. I'll be posting that video. It's already recorded. The uncoated Adamas, yeah. Benchmade does not trust us with uncoated corrosive steel. So Cru-Wear can corrode, D2 can corrode, M4 can corrode, and so whenever you see those, you're going to have a coating on them from Benchmade. Most people who buy these are not knife people. Most people who buy these, when I say that is, most people who buy Benchmades in general are people who, that's like the one knife they're buying, they're not really collectors, right? So because of that, I think that Benchmade knows that those types of people are not going to take care of their blades, and they don't want a whole bunch of people trying to use their awesome warranty, for basically careless ownership. So, that's, I think, what the, that as well. By the way, speaking of tops, another one that might be worth checking out for attaching to your plate is the Tops Cut 4.0. The Tops Cut 4.0, it gives you all the benefits of a drop point blade. It has a ring karambit for retention, it still works as an outdoor survival knife. So that might be one that you really could look at there as well. Someone asked, what makes this $1,100? So, first of all, it's a Shiro. Second of all, part of it's you're paying for the name brand. Second of all, this has a multi-row bearing system that is just like ridiculously smooth. I mean, it is so smooth. And the next you have the, yes, this is G10, but you see all the, sort of the micro milling they do on the G10. Cold steel fixed blades. Yeah, cold steel fixed blades might work. Clip point is the best combat blade style, right? So, by the way, this is also Vanax steel, Vanax 37, really high-end steel. As far as combat blades, like I said, that's not really my wheelhouse. I know which ones are touted to be the best, although I can't really say I've tested them because I'm not a combat guy. By the way, as far as a folder goes, if you're looking for a folder to take with you, that you can beat to hell, the Cold Steel Recon one is still always a great option. It's beautiful, but that one was $400 more than the rest. Which one was $400 more? The Shiro? Is that what you're asking? So, if you're asking about the Shiro, try the T15. Which one's the T15? So, if you're asking about the Shiro, this Shiro is number one, a special edition, and then it's also, I guess, a limited edition, special edition, or whatever. And it's also a 111. The 111s are more expensive than the F95s or the Neon Zeros or Neons or whatever. The Hatties, the Unihatties, all those the Unihatties are the, I'm confusing myself with the Chris Reeve ones. But the Hattions, all those types of things, those are going to be cheaper because they're smaller. This is a really, really big knife. Let me just show you for size reference. This is a full-size grip. So if we're talking about toughness, yeah, the Cold Steel 4 Max is going to be really, really, really tough. But it's also really thick and heavy and probably hard to carry, right? So I don't necessarily think I would recommend it. If you can get your hands on one, by the way, a great military style folder is going to be the Benchmade Turret. This is one they shouldn't have discontinued. It's S30V, it's thick. I think it does everything the Adamas does, for the most part in a smaller package. Even this Adamas, the new Adamas, is a lot more contoured and thinner than the original Adamas, and this turret is actually more ergonomic and sort of hand friendly than this one, even though this is still good. So I really like the turret. I think they should not have discontinued it. Hation Zero, great EDC. Yeah, so the Shiros are awesome. I love Shiros. Speaking of Shiros, as long as we're talking about Shiros, I'll bring out a couple of other Shiros. Here is the R.J. Martin Russian Overkill and the Lee Williams Kickstop 110. The Microtech Socom fixed. Yeah, so actually the Socom fixed blade is another great option. I agree with that. But yeah, we keep looking at the higher end knives in my collection. I really would love to get back to some of the other ones, but we're sort of talking about these. I guess these are drawing attention. But yeah, this is the Kickstop. Really, really cool. You didn't realize how high class my knife collection was. Yeah, I mean, I've got a pretty nice collection. I don't always show everything off. I've done full collection videos in the past. I have not done one for a long time, and my collection is very different now than it was. How many Shiros now? And Shiros need a proprietary tool. Yeah, you do sort of need a proprietary tool for disassembly, but it is what it is. Let's see, how many Shiros? Is that all the Shiros? Yeah, I think that's all the Shiros. All right, let's put these back. And I'm going to show you guys another knife I modded. So we talked about some modifications today. For those of you who didn't see, came in late, I'm going to bring this back out just because it's so awesome. Zircuti scales, Lynch fade anno clip. And this is a Cru-Wear PM2 with Rips Garage Tech scales, titanium scales, and a Lynch black clip. This is my favorite PM2 setup. Let's see. Oh, here's one that I got that's new that I didn't show. I can't believe I didn't show this one. Okay, so I cannot believe that I never got this knife before. This is the ZT-920, the Les George design, and this thing is awesome. It is awesome. I mean, you're getting contoured titanium scales and, you know, ball bearing action, ZT build, you know, what is this, 20 CV steel. I think it's 20 CV, right? Yes, 20 CV steel. This thing is awesome. I love this knife. Clip is the same 640 clip, but damn. Yeah, Joe, it's live. Live. We're going to be doing a giveaway, too, at the end of this. So stick around. But yeah, this is a huge surprise for me. When this came out, I pretty much had no interest. And then I got this, and damn, this thing is awesome. I have been wanting to check out the VECP. I've had opportunities to buy them, and every time I've had an opportunity to buy them, I bought something else. And now that I've had this one, I don't think I'm going to pass up another opportunity as long as I have the funds. So, yeah, that's pretty sweet. All right. What else we got here? The ZT. This is the ZT 920, 0920. All right, let's do something less expensive. No, this is a 0920. The 990 is this one. This is the 990. So this is the GEC bullnose, I think it is. Thank you, Brent. Awesome. So this is the GEC bullnose. GEC just makes awesome slip joints. I don't know if I got any slip joint fans here, but this is awesome. And they're nice and thin behind the edge. Oh, there's a little chip in the edge there. Didn't see that before. You know what that's probably from? It's probably from a little blade wrap. I can sharpen that out, though. Never like to see that, though. Yeah, the half stop on this. So this has really tight action on this. This has walk and talk like it, you know, like you wouldn't believe. Really nice, nice knife though. I want to go ahead and peel some apples with this. But yeah, I guess you got some blade wrap there. I chewed out Smoky Mountain Knife Works for one of their knives that had blade wrap, so I can't give ZT a pass. I mean, I can't give GEC a pass on this. ZT needs to go back to their knives of old. Yeah, I would love to see them, you know, put some new knives out. Here's another slip joint here. This is the case. Which one is this? This is the DLT exclusive case something. Can't remember what it is, but it's a DLT exclusive. Green micarta. Just overall nice knife. the half. I don't think this has. Yeah, it doesn't have a half stop. No half stop on this. Any Rough Riders? So I had a whole bunch of Rough Riders, and they're just really good giveaway knives, so I don't have any left. You know, I keep, I had kept giving them away, and then I hadn't bought any recently. I've kind of been thinking about taking a trip out to Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and, you know, while I'm there, I plan to get some stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you guys two of my acquisitions from, here, I'm going to put these away. Two of my acquisitions of 940s, okay? I haven't done my 940 video, but these are going to be two of my acquisitions for 940s, and let me know what you think. So this is the 941, you know, I forgot the exact model number, 941 BK something, but it's really rare. It has sort of like a Stonewash DLC, special edition, 447 out of 500. Who knows how many of these are left? This is pretty cool. And then this one, the only other one I've seen is the one Zach has, from Zach's stuff, but I was able to get my hands on one of these. So, really psyched about this one. What's the gripe about what is this, California or Canada? I guess I missed something in the comments there. So I'm on my phone. I don't have my computer up to show me. I can't scroll back on the comments. All right, so those are two of the, you know, recent Benchmade acquisitions. Real Damascus or just etched? No, that is Real Damascus. That's the international exclusive 940 that is really rare and sought after. Yeah, those are not cheap. They run like $1,000. But yeah, they're and I think I've seen them go as high as 1,500. They're really rare. But yeah, so I've got some pretty good stuff here. Let's see. What else do we have? What can I show you that is not expensive? Here is one that is not expensive that has been blowing me away every time I pull it out, and that is the CRKT Pilar 3. So the Pilar 3, I don't like the Pilar. I did not like it in the review that I did. It was okay. Meh. But this one is great, right? This is one of the best budget knives, I think, in existence. It is definitely one of the best in existence. I don't know if I quite rank it as high as, you know, I do the Centros or the Praxis, but it is really getting up there in very high in the top 10. Nice bearings on it. All you have is Cabela's and Bass Pro. You do have a couple of surplus stores of knives. Yeah, I haven't tried the deadbolt lock from CRKT yet. I'm kind of curious to try it. But the action on this is so good, and it's just really good in hand. I don't, you know, maybe they could contour the scales a little bit in a future version, maybe for collectors. But at this price range, you really can't argue with it too much. All right, we're going on about an hour now. I think I'm going to do a giveaway here. And let's see. I did not get a piece of paper to write a number on. Let's see. Do I have something here? Hey Didier, what's going on? Great to see you. We're actually just about to do a giveaway, so you're just in time. Okay. So I've got an object here, and it's got 3 digits on at the end of it. Okay? It's got 3 digits at the end of it. We're going to do a number between, and by the way, don't start guessing yet, guys. We're going to do a number between 100 and 200. And I've got the number right here. I'm going to, it will be whoever gets the closest without going over. And I'm going to show you, what we're going to do is we're going to give away a couple of knives. We're going to give away a little package here. So we're going to give away one knife that's used and abused. Yeah, don't start guessing yet, guys. One knife that's sort of used and abused. This is the Kaiser Vanguard, a beg lighter. It has no clip and it's missing a screw. But really good user, nice and sharp. It's actually sharpened. And that's going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be a Kershaw Shuffle. And number 3 is going to be a Kershaw Scallion. And I'm giving away all 3 of these to the winner. So, you know, it's rather than just do one, especially since this one's a little beat up and this one is, you know, sort of on the lower end, I figured let's do 3, right? So again, we're going to do a number between 100 and 200. You guys have a really good chance of winning. We got 26 people on. And we got 27 people on. So whoever just joined, you're just in time for giveaway. We're going to, not yet, we'll wait for the start. And then we're going to do a number between 100 and 200. And then once we do the number, you just give me, you know, contact me afterwards at triple.e.edc@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start now. One guess each. One guess each. Only one guess. Start now. There's going to be one guess, one number without going over. Whoever's closest without going over. AJ, you have to be between 100 and 200. Haven't seen it yet, guys. All right, we'll give it a minute, and then one guess, Beaver Baron. All right, let's give it 10 more seconds and then we'll stop. So starting now. Okay, stop, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and show the number. I don't think anybody got it right on, but let's see who got it closest. I saw one person who was definitely below this number, but I don't know if there were more than just that one person. I was using the Topps whistles. I didn't have anything to write down on. Last 3 digits, 113. So 113 was the answer. So if you guys have, I think I saw Christopher Tanks had 101. I don't know if anyone had higher than that, but below 113. Can someone check? I can't scroll up on my phone here. Okay, 101. Christopher Tanks, you got it. It's, you know, this is what happens when you play Price is Right. You get the $1 bid sometimes wins. All right, so Christopher Tanks, go ahead and email me at triple.e.edc@gmail.com. That's triple.e.edc@gmail.com. We'll get these mailed out hopefully by the end of this week. I've got, I know I'm going to the post office on Wednesday here, so get in touch with me fast if you want me to get get these back to you by then. Thanks so much. Congratulations, Christopher's Tanks. If you guys have any questions for me or anything, always feel free to hit me up. Thank you guys again for joining me. Love hanging out and talking with you on the channel. I'm going to try over the next couple of weeks to do another live and also give you guys some advance warning. So that'll be great as well. Thank you guys so much. If you guys, I'll give you guys a minute or two here to, say goodbye or, chit chat if you have any other questions. But I'm going to be heading to bed soon myself. Take care, Samuel. Yeti too. Great having you. Thank you so much for coming. Good night, Ian. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Matisfaction, thank you. Didier, thank you. Sorry you only caught the tail end, but at least you're here for the giveaway. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Grayson, you're killing my wallet. I'll have to check it out later, though. Brent, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, that 940 is awesome. Later, guys.